Talking about pain and medical conditions in Spanish. When we talk about different kinds of aches and pains, we have some different options in Spanish. It's very common to use tener and the condition. For example, tengo dolor de cabeza. Margarita tiene dolor de estómago. Nosotros tenemos dolor de garganta. One thing you'll notice in each of these examples is that it's dolor de and then the body part. There's no definite article, so you won't use el, la, los, or las. We can also say that a body part hurts. And so this is the verb doler. It works like gustar. And what you have to remember with that is that the body part is what's causing you pain. So that's technically the subject of the verb. So you're going to use duele if it's a single body part, like la cabeza, or you will use duelen, as you can see in that last example, los pies. So let's look at these examples. A mí me duele la cabeza. Of course, a mí is really for emphasis here because me can only refer to me. So it's basically my head hurts me. A Margarita le duele el estómago. So the thing causing Margarita the pain is el estómago. A nosotros nos duele la garganta. La garganta is what's hurting us. And in the last example, a ti te duelen los pies. Feet, plural, causes the plural verb, and that's what's causing you pain. The other thing that you will notice here, we would say in English, my head hurts, but in Spanish, we don't use the possessive. We'll use the definite article with each of these. So you won't say me duele mi cabeza. That doesn't sound natural in Spanish. So one thing to remember, on some of the activities we've done, you've had a subject. For example, nosotros. And then you've had a picture of someone with a stomach ache. So that's what you were supposed to describe the condition as. Here, you're not going to be able to use doler because it's not a nosotros. Nosotros tenemos dolor de estómago in that example. To use doler, it'd have to be a nosotros. So the a has to be in there. A nosotros nos duele el estómago. With some of the other medical conditions we've studied, it's really not that something's causing you pain. It's just a condition. So some examples, remember we use tener catarro, to have a cold, or tener resfriado, you can also say. Tener la gripe, tener gripe, sometimes they don't say the la. Tener fiebre or tener calentura, for to have a fever, and tener tos. With estar, in the conditions we've seen, to have a cold, you can also say estar resfriado or estar resfriada, and that means the same thing. In general, if you're sick or unwell, ill, estar enfermo. Yo estoy enferma, tú estás enfermo, and so on. We've also seen several verbs that are related to talking about medical conditions. For example, to sneeze, estornudar, to cough, toser, to bleed, sangrar, and to twist one's ankle, torcerse el tobillo. We've also seen cortarse, to cut oneself. Okay, so for example, if you cut your finger, me corté el dedo. I cut my finger. With regards to treatment, a couple of verbs we can see here. To gargle, hacer gárgaras. And so you just conjugate hacer. For example, I gargle, hago gárgaras. Or usar muletas, ¿verdad? Usar un bastón, etc. And here are a few more expressions that we can use to talk about different treatments for medical conditions. We can use tomar and a type of medicine. For example, tomar un antihistamínico, o tomar paracetamol, tomar ibuprofeno, tomar jarabe. You can also use it with beverages. Tomar agua, tomar té. As far as treating different wounds, you see here we can say you can put on a band-aid, una curita, or a bandage. A bandage is for something larger. So if you just kind of get a little paper cut or a small cut, you'd put a band-aid, una curita, on it. So ponerse una curita. For example, if I say, me pongo una curita. So all of these are just some finer points to keep in mind when you're talking about different medical conditions and also different remedies for those conditions.